On the other front, we've been dealing with China, and it's becoming an extreme strategic concern for India's security. In that sense, whether it's with the BRI or Maritime Silk Road, there is a clear strategy to encircle and entangle India's growth as a regional power. How do you think India can make sure that it grows beyond becoming a regional power necessarily?
That's in our hands. It's in nobody else's hand. China can also do only that much. See, let's not forget one thing. Geographically, we are blessed.
Right.
There is no peninsula like the Indian peninsula anywhere else in the world. That itself is a big game changer for us.
Right.
And that is something that China cannot digest, because China's entire energy security needs, or about 85% of it, goes through the Indian Ocean.
Yes.
And the Malacca dilemma, as far as China is concerned, is a major problem for them, because they believe that it is a big issue. People keep talking about the Chicken Neck corridor or the Siliguri corridor in India, but that is it being 22 kilometers wide. Not at all a big deal. We have it completely secured. For China, the Malacca dilemma is far worse, right? And that is a real concern and a real problem. None of this will matter if we get our economy back on track and if we become an economic superpower.
Right.
Hopefully, with this infrastructure master plan, Gati Shakti,
yes,
we will see that happening. The problem, excuse me, the problem for India has always been that we've had some amazing plans. We've had some amazing schemes. Implementation has always been a problem area. Even with our international projects, be it with Nepal, be it with Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, any one of these countries, implementation is where the real problem is. If we can get that on track and if we can get that sorted, there is nothing that can stop us. And this century is Asia's century.
Yes.
And India can do wonderfully well. We have a demographic dividend. We have the skills. We have everything else that is required. We just need to go the extra mile and ensure that what we have planned is actually implemented as well.
Right.
For instance, after the COVID-19 pandemic broke, everyone was looking at not really moving out of China, because you can't really do without China at the moment. Let's be honest about that fact as well. You may wear these boycott China t-shirts and walk around, but that's not going to solve any problems.
Right.
And for all you know, that same boycott China t-shirt has come from China, routed through some other country.
Right.
Right. You won't even know that. So yeah, so these kind of things. So when the COVID pandemic struck, when countries around the world were looking at diversifying, most of the companies went to an Indonesia or a Vietnam or one of the Southeast Asian countries. Very few of them came to India, because we need to get our act together. Doing business in India is problematic. Land is allocated for someone to do something. The government changes at the state level, then some protests take place. Some people tie themselves up to trees and say, no, we have to save trees and this and that. And then that project is gone. So what do companies also do? Why would they want to invest in India when you have such difficult issues? Labor reforms are a must. Land reforms are a must. It's so difficult to get land for your highways. Labors. Yeah, Air India has been disinvested and has gone to the Tatas, and a notice has been served to those who have been living in the quarters in Delhi and in Mumbai of Air India, because the deal very clearly states that they can stay for a maximum of 6 months. Now the unions have decided to go on strike indefinitely because they cannot do this. So when you have issues like this, how can business also go smoothly?
Correct.
So these things need to be sorted out first if we really want to take on China.
They're calling China the neo-colonizers in Afghanistan, especially because they're very interested in the mineral deposits and with connectivity, essentially. But they've also given a small grant to the Taliban, I think, in a feeler move. They just want to make a sense of what the Taliban wants to do really with China. Do you think the Taliban's silence on Uyghur Muslims and what is happening in Xinjiang can be purchased by the Chinese?
Yes, can be purchased by the Chinese. See, the Uyghurs, who is saying anything about the Uyghurs? Where are the champions or so-called Islamic champions of the Islamic cause? Pakistan is not saying anything. Saudi Arabia is not saying anything. UAE is not saying anything. So when the champion, Turkey is not saying, Turkey is looking for supremacy as far as the Islamic world is concerned. There is a massive battle between Turkey and Saudi Arabia, whereas Turkey made even a chew about Xinjiang. So China is very, very sorted, and the kind of things that China is actually doing in Xinjiang is deplorable. I think it can be quite comparable to what the Nazis did, in their concentration camps, because it's some of them who have, very difficultly managed to escape from some of those camps have come out and narrated horror stories. And it's very sorry. It's a very sorry state of affairs. Nobody seems to be talking about it. I mean, we have no qualms with that. I mean, we don't have any role to play there, so we shouldn't be talking about it. It doesn't matter to us, because you're just going to be irking the Chinese and just, ruining the relationship even further. But where are the champions of the Islamic cause? Why are they quiet? They seem to be wanting to talk about Kashmir. Talk about Xinjiang first, then talk about Kashmir.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.